Why aren't sellers selling? Behind the weekly market numbers, Hoboken Jersey City, February 7th, 2023. Why aren't sellers selling? That's the big question. The fact is, they're afraid they don't have any place to go. But there are a lot of off-market deals happening right now, and we'll get into that. But let's look at the numbers as they stand right now. Hoboken, 54 condos. You can see that is about a month and a half of inventory. It is insane. Jersey City, it's probably more like 2 months of inventory when you take out the new construction. Just look at the new in the last 7 days. It's not this big rush. We're in February. The weather is beautiful except for one day. And you're not getting the homes on the market because sellers are afraid to sell because they won't have any place to go. So these market numbers here, you're going to expect that sold to ask price to increase as those homes start to sell. Because look, if you're in there with no homes to buy and there's still a lot of buyers that want to buy, you're going to end up paying more closer to ask as you go forward. So really the question is, where are the sellers and what are they doing? Well, here's what my sellers are doing. We're finding off-market deals for them so they can buy a home quietly and then they can put their home on the market. In this market here, the sellers are more worried about where to find a home to go than they are about selling their home. So that's the trick. If you are a buyer or a seller turning into a buyer, you need to work with somebody who has a lot of experience in this market. I've been doing this 21 years. It's a little bit different, but not that different than other times in the last 2 decades. So you need to be prepared. You need to understand the market as it states in your local market and not what you're hearing on the national news. Because I got to tell you right now, you got buyers coming in going, oh, I heard on the national news prices are dropping 10 or 20% and that, there's 1,000 homes for sale. Well, guess what? It's actually the opposite. And a buyer who's coming in with that mindset is going to be homeless because they're not quite there. They think, well, if it hasn't happened, it must be happening soon. Look, the Jersey City and Hoboken markets, they didn't have that giant run-up. They didn't have the Florida. Hey, it went up double in the last 2 years, behind double the 2 years before that. Jersey City and Hoboken is a steady climb. It's been about 5, 6, 7% over the last year and a half. Before that, relatively flat. So there is a lot of room to grow here because traditionally you're talking 2, 3% growth, and we really even haven't seen 2, 3% growth over the last 5, 6 years. Just know that going in. If you are a buyer or a seller, today is the day to talk to me. These are the weekly market numbers. Hoboken, Jersey City, February 7th, 2023.